We're talking about IT certifications today, specifically the Microsoft AZ-140 exam. There's a 2026 refresh, and I always wonder, is this just another badge for IT pros to collect, or is there something more to it?
Well, in this case, it's definitely more. The AZ-140 isn't a general cloud test. It's the official gateway to becoming an Azure Virtual Desktop Specialist. Think of it less as a badge and more as the architect's license for the modern remote office.
Okay, an architect's license. I like that. So let's look at the stats. The 2026 exam is a 100 to 120 minute session where you need a 700 out of 1000 to pass. And it's specifically designed for admins who already have at least 6 months of hands-on Azure experience.
Right, and the $165 price tag is standard, but the real cost is the prep. This isn't a memorize the manual type of exam. It's heavily focused on the actual architecture of hybrid workspaces. The shift from a standard Azure admin to an AVD specialist is like going from knowing how to build individual houses to learning how to design the entire city grid.
So it's clearly a high-stakes gatekeeper for cloud desktop pros. But once you're inside the exam room, what exactly are they testing you on? Let's break down the 2026 syllabus.
It's all about where Microsoft puts the weight.
And the exam weights are very specific this year. Almost 45% of your score comes strictly from planning and implementing the infrastructure, things like host pools and FS logics, while the rest covers app delivery, zero trust security, and monitoring.
That 45% for infrastructure is a clear signal from Microsoft. It's not a subtle hint. They don't just want you to know what AVD is. They want to make sure you can build the foundation so it doesn't crumble under the load of a few thousand employees trying to work from a beach in Bali.
That makes sense. It's all about that solid base.
Exactly. But here's the real kicker. Look at the identity and security section. It's only 20%, which seems small, but it's the glue. It's now integrated into almost every question. If you mess up the Microsoft Enter ID integration or the conditional access policies, that 45% infrastructure you built just becomes a giant security hole. It's the quality over quantity section of the exam.
I see. So the security part is the invisible layer that makes or breaks the whole build that really changes how you'd approach studying. But to actually pass, you need more than just a map of the syllabus, you need a battle plan.
Absolutely. And they practically give you one.
Right, the suggested prep path is a 1-0 week grind. You start with a month of Azure Basics, move into 3 weeks of configuring host pools and that critical FS Logics piece, and then spend the final 3 weeks on production grade labs and mock exams.
It's a smart ramp up. The key pivot is in week 8 when you move to production grade labs. That's where you find out if you really know your stuff. You have to be comfortable in the command line with PowerShell or ARM templates, not just clicking around in the pretty user interface.
So the exam has automation questions?
Oh yeah, here is the aha moment for prep. Your network determines the user experience. Most people focus on the desktop settings, but the exam loves to trip you up on things like RDP Shortpath and private link. That's the plumbing, the stuff behind the walls. If you haven't broken and fixed a virtual network in a lab, you probably won't know how to fix one in the exam.
So it's about being a cloud plumber as much as a cloud architect? Once you have that certification, though, what does that really mean for your career?
It means you're not just an admin anymore. You're a specialist in a high demand field. To wrap it all up, there are a few key things to remember. First, infrastructure is king. That 45% of the exam on host pools and storage solutions like FS Logics means you master those first.
Got it. What else?
Second, this is all scenario-based testing. You'll get case studies and practical tasks. Pure memorization will get you nowhere near that 700 passing score. Third, the zero trust requirement for 2026 is non-negotiable. You have to know how Microsoft Enter ID and conditional access policies work together.
So hands-on is mandatory.
Absolutely. That 1-0 week plan ending with a full production grade deployment isn't a suggestion, it's a necessity. And finally, remember the certification is only valid for 12 months. You have to renew it. That signals how fast Azure is evolving and proves you have to keep learning to stay relevant.